The sun was salmon and hazy in the west. Dodong thought to himself that he would tell his father about Taeyang after he had unhitched the carabao from the plow and went home. He had unhitched the carabao from the plow and led it to its shed and fed it. Dodong finally decided to tell it, but a thought came to him that his father might refuse to consider it.
I will tell it to him. I will tell it to him.
On his way home, a thought popped up into his mind. He was 17. He had pimples on his face. His upper lips were already dark. This meant he was no longer a boy. He was growing into a man. He was a man. Dodong stumbled upon a creek on his way home. As he was walking, he thought of Taeyang, his girl. She had a small brown face and small black eyes and straight glossy hair. How desirable she was to him. She made him dream even during the day. It was dusk when he reached home. The petroleum lamp on the ceiling already was lighted and the low unvarnished square table was set for supper. His parent and he sat down on the floor around the table to eat. They had fried freshwater fish, rice, bananas, and cake sugar. Dodong's mother removed the dishes when they were through and went out to Batalan to wash them. She walked with slow, careful steps, and Dodong wanted to help her carry the dishes out, but he was tired and now felt lazy. He wished as he looked at her and he had a sister who could help his mother in the housework. His father remained in the room, sucking his deceased tooth. It was paining him again, Dodong knew. Dodong had told him often that he got the town dentist pull it out, but he was afraid. His father was. He did not tell that to Dodong, but Dodong guessed it. Dodong said while his mother was out that he was going to marry Taeyang. There it was out, what he had to say, and over which he had done so much thinking. He had said it without any effort at all, and without self-consciousness.
I am going to marry Taeyang.
His father looked at him silently and stopped sucking the broken tooth. The silence became intense and cruel, and Dodong wished his father would suck that troublous tooth again. Dodong was uncomfortable and then became angry because his father kept looking at him without uttering anything.
I will marry Taeyang. I will marry Taeyang.
His father kept gazing at him in inflexible silence, and Dodong fidgeted on his seat.
I asked her last night to marry me and she said, yes, I want your permission. I want it.
You are very young, Dodong.
I'm 17.
That is very young to get married.
I want to marry. Taeyang's a good girl.
Tell your mother.
You tell her, tatay.
Dodong, you tell your inay.
You tell her.
Alright, Dodong.
You will let me marry Taeyang?
Dodong stood in the sweltering noon heat, sweating profusely, so that his camiseta was damp. He was still as a tree, and his thoughts were confused. His mother had told him to not leave the house, but he had left. In a few moments, would be a father.
Father, father.
He heard his mother's voice from the house.
Come up, Dodong. It is over.
Suddenly, he felt terribly embarrassed as he looked at her. Somehow, he was ashamed to this mother of his youthful paternity. It made him feel guilty, as if he had taken something properly his. He dropped his eyes and pretended to dust dirt off his condiment shorts.
Dodong. Dodong.
It is a boy.
Dodong felt more embarrassed and did not move. What a moment for him! His parents' eyes seemed to pierce him through, and he felt claimed.
Dodong, you come up. You come up.
Dodong did not want to come up and stay in the sun.
Dodong. Dodong.
I'll come up. Taeyang?
She is sleeping, but you go on.
His father led him into the small sawali room. Dodong saw Taeyang, his girl's wife, asleep on the papag with her black hair soft around her face. He did not want her to look that pale.
You give him to me. You give him to me.
Blas was not Dodong's only child. Many more children came. For 6 successive years, a new child came along. Dodong did not want any more children, but they came. It seemed the coming of the children could not be helped. Dodong got angry with himself sometimes. Taeyang did not complain, but the bearing of children told on her. She was shapeless and thin.
Now, even if she was young, there was interminable work to be done, cooking, laundering, the house, the children. And she cried sometimes, wishing that she had not married. She did not tell. Dodong did not wishing him to dislike her, yet she wished she had not married. Not even. Dodong whom she loved, there has been another suitor. Lucio, older Dodong by 9 years, and that was why she had chosen Dodong. Young Dodong, 17, Lucio had married another after her marriage to Dodong, but he was childless until now. She wondered if she had married Lucio, have borne him children.
Maybe not. Either that was a better lot, but she loved Dodong. One night, as he lay beside his wife, he rose and went out of the house. He stood in the moonlight, tired and querulous. He wanted to ask questions and somebody to answer him. One of them was why life did not fulfill a few dreams, why it must be so, why one was forsaken after love. When Blas was 18, he came home one night very frustrated and happy. It was late at night, and Taeyang and the other children were asleep. Dodong heard Blas step, for he could not sleep well of night. He watched Blas undress in the dark and lay down softly. Blas was restless on his mat and could not sleep. Dodong called him name and asked why he did not sleep. Blas said he could not sleep.
You better go to sleep. It is late.
Itay, I am going to marry Tona. She accepted me tonight.
Dodong lay on a red pillow without moving.
Itay, you think it over. I love Tona and I want her.
You want to marry Tona?
Yes.
Must you marry?
Pla's voice is stilled with resentment.
I will marry Tona. You have objections, Itay?
Son? None.
But he was helpless. He could not do anything. Youth most triumph, now love most. Triumph now, afterwards it will be life. 84 years long ago, youth and love did trump for Dodong. And then life, Dodong looked wasteful at his young son. In the moonlight, he felt extremely sad and sorry for him.